What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about some of the indie games I expect to see at this Thursday's PlayStation show. We talked about my general feeling about it on the main channel, and I don't know necessarily when this video goes up versus that video, but check that out on the main channel if you haven't already. But I thought this would be kind of fun, kind of look at some games that I think are obvious. I think a lot of people are going to think of them first, but also maybe some other ones that I'm trying to just go down the line of and think about them that we could see this upcoming Thursday. Again, it maybe is probably not the big, grand kind of show that everybody wanted it to be, but it is going to be a show that I think is going to be pretty cool. So let's just jump right into it. Kina is the first one. Kina, Bridge of Spirits. Now, I've always called it Kina. A couple months ago, I changed it because I heard other people calling it Kina. I do believe that is the right pronunciation, but Bridge of Spirits looks phenomenal. I've been a major supporter of this game ever since they showed it last year. I mean, there's not too much you can say because I just can't wait to play it. Going into August, it probably is my most anticipated game besides the game 12 Minutes, which isn't PlayStation exclusive, but those two games I am just so in love with, and I cannot wait for either of them. So Kina is one I do think is going to be at their show. We already have a release date for it. I believe it's August 24th, okay? It comes out PS5, PS4, and PC. I mean, again, we already kind of know quite a bit about it. I personally don't need to see any more about it. Maybe like a launch trailer is what we would get, right? I don't need any more about it, but I'm sure they'll give it to us. Again, now, I don't know if I'm always saying this name right. Sifu, is that how you say it? S-I-F-U, right? The martial arts game where they kind of did it after Jackie Chan and all that stuff. The game looks phenomenal. I mean, I'm going to use the same words, I think, over and over in this video. I know a lot of people actually very much love this game from everything that they've seen. This is a game for me, if you want my personal opinion, I'll give it to you anyway. When they showed it, I liked it. Like any game that is slightly different in this way, right? I'm immediately going to be like, oh, interesting. But I don't really think any more of it than that for some games. Not all games, but some games. And that was kind of how this one felt. But over time, as you get people saying like, oh, what's your most anticipated, maybe smaller game that maybe people don't know about? And they'll always say this game, right? So I cannot wait. Now, we don't have a release date for this game. It is supposed to come out in the summer, so maybe they give it an August, or maybe it got delayed. Maybe it's a September release date, but I could very well imagine that game being there. Two others that I'll throw out there, one of which I covered on the main channel a little while ago, actually, Little Devil Inside. And I don't like sending people to other videos to get like all of my opinions on a specific thing, but I really want you guys, if you haven't, to watch that video too. Little Devil Inside looks really cool. It's such a, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you'll see some videos while I'm saying it right now, very different kind of game, very weird, but honestly, it looks visually beautiful. I think it's got what seems to be a pretty good hook. I think it could be a very under the radar like game that changes a lot of people's lives, or people just can really get invested in. So I don't know if I'm going to necessarily get it day one, but it's definitely one that I'm interested in, and I'll be watching it. And I just see, especially on that video, every single comment is just overwhelming love for that game. So clearly there is something there. Final game is Stray. So if you guys remember, I'll give you the quick history. When Sony was doing their advertisements and they were giving those release dates, remember, for like Horizon, I believe maybe Little Devil Inside, but Stray, Ghostwire Tokyo, those were some games. Stray and Ghostwire Tokyo were given the October 2021 release date. I believe since the first time that happened, Sony has changed it where that is no longer on the trailer or on the ad that you can find even online, right? So Stray was supposed to come out in October, very well could have been delayed, but it is an indie game. That's the one where you play as the cat, right? Very small game, I think. At least I think so, right? But a game that does look really cool. So I feel like that's a game when you look forward, in time to PlayStation, exclusive games that aren't big, right? There have to be smaller games. That's absolutely one that stands out. Again, I don't say games like Ghostwire Tokyo, stuff like that, just because they're too big, I think, to be considered it. You know what I mean? So those would be, honestly, the four that I would almost expect. Like, if they're not there, I think something's very clearly wrong with them. I also honestly feel like they'll just be brand new ones. You know what I mean? One or two, maybe three brand new games, which is fine. Completely fine. So, again, it's definitely not the event everybody wants it to be. I get that. I really don't. I don't have a problem even with people being visibly upset by it, right? But I do think, if, again, for these smaller games and even brand new games, this is a really, it could be really powerful for them, right? Because kind of the entire spotlight is on them and is obviously on Deathloop and whatever third-party stuff. We'll have to see what they mean by third-party stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, what you guys thought of the 4 games I mentioned, any other indie games maybe I completely missed out on that are PlayStation exclusive of some, maybe like a Prey of the Gods. Is that the one game I think it's called? There's a couple other games that could potentially be there, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.